Hello, this is Marc Stuart Medium. These are a few readings that I gave on a Facebook live event for the group on Facebook called Team Marathon Mediumship. You can see the full event if you go into the group. I think there's about 3 or 4
No,
readings
right.
here.
Can I work with you? Can I work with yourself, Amy? No, right. Can I work with you? Can I work with yourself, Amy?
Yes.
Okay. I've got a man in spirit. He feels fatherly, but the age doesn't feel right for your father. Did you have in relation to yourself? Was your father older than you would expect?
Yes.
I was going to say grandfather, but you can understand it being your father with a, like I say, he was old enough. He could have been your grandfather in terms of his age. That's that, or close to.
Possibly.
Yeah. I mean, it might be, we might be at the extreme edge of it, but he would have been old. He could have been your grandfather, if that makes sense, just to give you a bit of evidence that I've got your father.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Right. Uh,
Oh, actually, yes. Not my father, but fatherly father-in-law.
right. Okay. Like I say,
That makes more sense. That
it
would,
didn't
yeah,
feel, it was fatherly that I got. Usually when I've got the father, I get a stronger, you know, daughter, father. So you can understand it as your father-in-law.
you're on point.
Right. Okay. And the age factor ties in as well.
Absolutely.
Right. Uh, let's just see if I can get a wee bit more evidence for you. So your husband's still alive.
Yes.
Okay. Did your father-in-law pass suddenly? I don't think it
Yes.
was an accident. I don't think it was an accident, but I just get the feeling that, nobody expected it.
Exactly.
Just like, I mean, it's almost as though you're planning to see him in the afternoon and you find out that he's gone.
Yes.
Right. So
Sure.
you're happy with who I've got.
Oh my gosh, you're giving me chicken skin. Yes.
Okay. Did you have, I don't know why, it's obviously not about him passing, but can you understand you, for some reason that doesn't make any sense, feeling guilty either about him passing or about the way that he passed or when he passed?
Yes.
And that I mean, it's irrational. You know it's irrational, but
Yes.
you're still carrying that feeling of guilt.
Yes.
Does your husband know about this?
Oh gosh. It came up last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So you have discussed it with him.
Yes.
And did your husband seem like his reaction wasn't, I'm not going to say unsympathetic, but it wasn't supportive, if that makes
You're on,
sense?
you're on point. Yes.
Right. So it's really a double message I've got
Okay.
for you and for your husband.
Okay.
For you, I mean, you don't need to be told this, but you've got nothing to feel guilty about. The feelings are just completely stupid, irrational. This man is so caring about you, it's unbelievable. I mean, I actually get the feeling from him that he thought of you as a daughter. I've got tears coming into my eyes. That's his reaction to the way that you're feeling. Excuse me, let me just ask to take the emotion back. So get rid of that. Now, for his son, and you have to use these exact words because I think he talked this way. So write this down.
Okay.
You stupid fucking bugger. You should be more understanding.
Oh my gosh.
So write that down and hand it to your husband.
Can I ask you to ask him why?
Because the way you were feeling, he should have been more supportive. And he's horrified. The father is horrified that your husband. Did your husband laugh at you?
No, no, not at
Or
all.
make a sarcastic remark? Does that make sense?
Dismissive.
Okay, dismissive. But dismissive in a way that, like, he didn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm getting your father-in-law is putting the feelings into me that your husband was actually laughing at you. Maybe didn't show it, but he was laughing at you as opposed to with you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, he doesn't want you to get angry, doesn't want to turn this into something that it doesn't have to be. But he wants your husband to get the message that daddy is not happy with the emotions or the dismissiveness.
Okay.
And he says he understands if you don't want to say that to your husband.
I can say it on a different level.
Yeah. How you word it is up to you. But his feelings are pretty strong about this. Can I leave you with that? And your father-in-law's love.
Yes. Mark, I just have to say a couple things really quick before we conclude on this.
Okay.
I had said to my husband, we should visit your father before it's too late. We were driving to the airport. I was heading to the Caribbean. When I landed in Florida, my husband calls. I called my husband to tell him I landed, and he sounded really weird on the phone. And I said, "What's going on?" And he said, "I don't want to tell you. It's going to ruin your vacation." And I said, No. What's going on? He said, "Dad died." I knew on that ride, but 2 weeks ago was his anniversary. Last week was the day of his funeral. So this completely makes sense. It's been 1 year.
Okay.
And we were at his grave. And that's when I was talking about we should have gone to Nebraska. We should have gone to see him.
Yeah. Well, then it makes a lot of the feelings I'm getting make a lot more sense then. Thanks for the explanation.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
It's okay. I'm just the messenger.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Yeah, perfect. So can I come yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Eleanor, can you understand the spirit that maybe had a problem or something with their hands? Either somebody that worked with their hands or somebody that had a physical problem with their hands on the other side?
Yeah.
Right. Was it a man?
Yeah.
When he passed, would you describe him as, I don't know how old he was, I'm not seeing his face, but would you describe him as quite thin in proportion to what he was before he passed away, as though he sort of faded?
Yes.
Fade away is the wrong terminology, but you know how if somebody gets ill, they get...
Yeah.
I'm making a guess here because he's showing me his face now. I'm not good with ages, but he's certainly older than me. Now I'm approaching 60, so maybe approaching 70. At least he looks as though he's approaching 70.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you happy with who I've got?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. He's giving me a feel. I'm moving into the message now. He's giving me a feeling of. It's hard to put words around it. Actually, it's quite an unusual feeling for me. But I'm not going to say lack of confidence. But there's something going on just now that's flustering you or causing apprehension. Does that make sense?
That with me or with him?
With you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's an extreme emotion.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And it's not something you normally feel. It's something that might have been building up over time, but whatever's causing it is getting extreme. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Is it a person that's causing this?
Oh, yeah. Well, two, really, but yeah.
Don't feed the medium.
Sorry, no. Yeah.
Give me, unless I ask you for more information, just give me yes, no's, or don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you've told me it's two people. Is it a married couple?
No.
Like, is it a man and a woman?
No.
Right, okay. But could I describe them as a couple in some way? Like they're very close together?
Yeah, they are close. Yeah.
Right. Sorry, I was interpreting the closeness for being a couple. Right. Could you understand this man in spirit saying that whatever it is that they're doing that's causing you to feel this way is them not understanding you in some way? Does that make sense? And I know that sounds circular.
Yes. Yeah.
He wants to, he's a very strong-willed, I get the feeling he was very weak when he passed, but
Yes.
before he got weak, he was a very strong, personality-wise, he was a very strong man.
Yes.
He wants to literally, I'm not saying he beat you when he was alive, but he wants to take his hand and wallop you across the chin. And just he just basically wants you to sit these two people down and not sort them out. That's not the message. The message is just to explain yourself. Make sure that they understand. It's as though you're doing something that they don't understand. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you can put it that way. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Just sit down and have a direct conversation with them, and not aggressive. It's not an argument. You know, like kitchen. He's shown me you and these other two people sitting at a yellow kitchen table. I know you're wearing a yellow top, but for some reason he's shown me a yellow kitchen table. It's maybe just symbolic because my mother had one like that when I was a child. But you've all got your arms and elbows like this on the table, having a conversation together. And he says, take your hands apart so that you're opening. I think this is just symbolic. Take your hands apart so that you're just opening yourself up. Have a frank conversation with the other two and get them to understand you. And once they understand you, he says, whatever it is they're doing to make you apprehensive, they'll stop doing. Obviously, explain to them that you're reacting this way to what they're doing or whatever it is that they're doing that's causing that. But that, it'll clear itself up. Can I leave you with that?
Yeah, lovely. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
You're very welcome. So, Jan, is it okay to work with you?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, let's speaker view. Okay, Jan, I've got a man coming forward. Very difficult to describe other than hyperactive or hyper energy. He never stopped.
Right.
Even before he passed, when he was really weak, really ill, and everybody was shouting at him to slow down and take it easy, he was still non-stop. It may just have been mental. I don't mean ill. I mean, he was mentally hyperactive. He was focused all over the place. Can you understand who I'm talking about?
Right. First of all, I did, but then when you said older, no, not older. When you said he was ill, the one I was thinking of wasn't ill. So you've got me confused a minute.
Right. Okay. Can you understand? Think about the first person then. Maybe the illness was me, but can you understand his hands being hyperactive as well? Like, I'm not saying he worked with his hands, and I'm not saying he had a problem with his hands, but his hands were.
He did work with his hands. If it's the person I'm thinking of, he did work with his hands.
Yeah, okay, because he's drawn attention to my hands. Can you understand him having an illness that didn't show itself?
No, not really.
I just get the feeling that before he passed, like there was a long period of time that he knew there was maybe I'm misinterpreting it, but I get the feeling that he knew he was going to pass, not to the day or like not I'm going to be dead next week type, but he knew that he was on limited time, or he felt as though he was on limited time. Can you understand that about him?
Right. Well, that could be my dad because my dad died young, and it also could be my son as well because he died very young.
Right. I get the feeling it's the older one.
My father, then.
Yeah. So can you understand everything I'm talking about with your father?
Yeah, he did have an illness, and well, more or less, and it just kept really. I think he knew that he was dying, but nobody would mention it then because those days they didn't.
Yeah. That's the kind of you put into words the feeling that I was getting. And again, he worked with his hands, and you can understand him being hyperactive.
When he didn't work with his hands, it was my son that worked with his hands, and my son was the hyperactive one.
But can you understand your dad? Maybe hyperactive is the wrong terminology, but very active.
My father was very active, yeah.
Yeah, and even as he declined, he still kept active.
Yeah.
Right. So are you happy I've got your father then?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I think I've got your son as well. So bear with me while I try and get the two of them to set. I think that's why I was getting confused between the two of them. Let me separate them. Did your son die in some sort of sudden accident?
Yes.
A car crash?
Yeah.
Right. So you're happy I've got your son and your father?
Yeah.
Right. So just the first bit of the message, just to let you know the two of them are now together.
Right. Okay, I know.
Just for some reason, that's important to let you know that.
Right. Yeah.
Whether in some way when they were alive, was there some issue that kept them separate or apart in some way?
No, my son then was something like 18 months old when my dad died.
Right. Okay. So it was age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just to let you know that as adults, they're getting on like, and don't read anything into this. It's just an expression, like a house on fire.
Yeah.
They're very, very much alike, which relates to the fact about how difficult it was to identify which one of the two of them when they came forward. Right. Okay. They want to talk about something that's going on in your life just now.
Yeah.
Can you understand a big event like a wedding or a christening coming up very soon?
We've had a wedding. That was in August.
This is coming up soon.
No, there's plenty of birthdays all coming up, but nothing big coming up.
It's not a birthday. It's an event. Or if it is a birthday, it's a big birthday. You know, it's like a 21st or a 65th or a 50th.
My sister, she's going to be 70.
Right. Okay. And it's reasonably soon.
There is an engagement coming up as well. Now I thought of it. Yeah, my granddaughter's getting engaged. I got engaged, but
Right.
she's having a party.
Go for right. It's the engagement.
Party, right? Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Right. Is there some sort of disagreement or argument going on in the background about the party?
Yeah, yes, there is a bit.
Yeah. Who is it? I shouldn't ask for information, but it's not you that's organising it, is it?
No, it's my granddaughter's boyfriend's family.
Right.
And that's the issue, more or less, is nobody really gets on with that side over there.
Yeah. You're giving me too much information, by the way.
Sorry about.
That's okay. This disagreement is getting blown out of proportion. Can you understand that?
A little bit, yeah. I'm not getting involved really. I've just kept myself out of it.
Yeah. It's just a very direct information from the two of them. Get involved.
Right.
Somebody that isn't engaged is the wrong word. Somebody that's not looking for the right terminology without playing on words. Somebody that's not involved in the organization, that isn't involved in whatever the dispute, like the bad feelings is, can step in and slap and I'm talking about metaphorically, verbally slapping people across the jaw to make them realize that this should be a big celebration, not an excuse for a fight.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Because it's going to blow out. It's going just again. I don't predict the future, but just based on the feelings that I'm being given, something that is relatively small and minor and can be sorted out, just by sitting down and saying, yes, we'll go for that color of paper, paper hankies, or we'll go for red or blue. just something that's stupid, unless I'm touching on something like football colours or something in the background, but just something that is really stupid and pointless is going to blow up into something that's going to ruin, not cause the engagement to break up, but it is going to be blown out of all proportion.
Right. Well, I can take a bit of that, but the thing is, I got to tell you, Mark, let me put it right to you, because my granddaughter's getting engaged. I've got engaged to this boy. None of my side like them and don't like him. So none of my lot want to go to it as it stands. So it's very awkward at the moment. And it's like, I've been asked to go, and I'm thinking, shall I go? Shan't I go? Because then all my lot are not going. And then because they don't like the boy. So it's
Right.
very awkward.
Can I just make the obvious point that I think in your own words, you've just encapsulated what the message is.
Yeah.
Go, and then shame your family into going.
Right.
By going. Because
Right.
if you don't go, it's going to turn into a feud between two families. Whereas if you all go, it might be an uncomfortable evening, but it's just going to pass.
Yeah. I get the point.
Yeah. Can I leave that with you?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't normally give love, but for some reason your son wants you to know, did you feel guilty after he passed? Not about the accident, not about him passing, but some feeling of guilt, maybe something you said or something.
Yeah, we'd had a little bit of an argument that week, although we had sorted it out. But then again, we're just still there, sort of thing. You know what I mean? If we hadn't maybe come to terms with what we'd argued on, then we would have died then, and we wouldn't have been speaking. That always crossed my mind, because that was the week that it all happened.
Well, I mean, you told me that you sorted it out. He just wants you to know that he loves you. He's actually crying now. He's putting tears in my eyes, and he says he loves you. There's no reason to feel the way that you did or do.
I know.
He's in a better place. I mean, I know you miss him, but he just wants you to know he's in a better place now.
Oh, I know. And he's always around anyways. I know he's always here.
Yeah. So can I just leave that with you?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay. So, can I work with you?
Yes, please. Yes, that would be lovely.
Okay, Chris. I've got a man coming forward. Can you understand a man that's very pushy, very forceful, very strong-willed? Very, very strong-willed is the best description I can give of the emotions he's putting in my head.
Yes, I can.
You did it his way, or you didn't do it anyway.
Absolutely, I know who you mean.
Okay, do you need any more evidence, or is that I don't know? I mean, I just get the feeling that that's all the evidence you need for this man. Say that again, Chris.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I understand who it is.
Right. Did you suddenly get the feeling that you had to join us?
Yes.
Yeah, because you came in quite late. Yeah, that was him pushing you. Okay. This is a very generic, I don't like giving generic statements like this.
Okay.
But can you understand your life in general being very unfocused?
Yes. Yeah.
Almost as though when this man was alive, he was the one that was telling you what to do and giving you direction, and he was your motivation, let's put it that way. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. He helped me a great deal.
Right. It's just a very generic statement, which I don't like giving, but in this case, I think for you, you're going to understand this. He says you need to pull yourself together.
I'm trying. I'm flipping trying.
He says stop trying and do it.
God. I am. Okay.
Right. He says he's not happy that you're doing it hard enough.
Oh, blimey. Okay.
He's a very demanding person,
Yes.
and he says he's equally demanding on the other side.
Okay.
You're receptive to messages, aren't you?
Yes, definitely.
You get messages from him all the time that you're doubting. Can you understand that?
Oh, no.
Well, he
I
thinks
hadn't.
he thinks he's giving you a lot more messages that you're not paying attention to.
Okay, I could understand that. Yes.
Right, so start paying attention to them.
Right. Thank you.
Can I leave you with that and his love?
Yeah. Am I allowed to ask you something?
You can. I don't know if I'll get an answer, but you can ask.
Okay. I'm trying to move house and the chain has broken, and I wonder whether I will lose the house that I've made a bid on. Will it go forward still? We're trying to resell the people's house that are going to buy my house.
What kind of what kind of actual containment do you have? Like, do you have a will? Do you have a statement?
What kind of what? Sorry, will?
What do you have in writing in this house?
In
Kylie,
writing?
can I ask you to step back, please?
I will step back.
Okay, thank you. Right. Chris, I don't predict the future,
No.
but is the property that you're trying to resell leasehold or freehold?
No.
Leasehold.
It's the people trying to buy my house that have to sell theirs.
Yeah, but the property that they're trying to resell, is it leasehold or freehold?
It is freehold, but at one stage it was leasehold, and that's why the people pulled out
Yeah.
from going to buy it.
Don't feed the media.
Because they got it confused. They're Chinese and they got it confused.
Yeah.
They were worried. But it is definitely freehold, but they got it wrong. So you're definitely on the right track.
Yeah. So let's see what else I can get.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you. That's
whoever it is that did the legal between the leasehold and the freehold has made a mistake.
ooh.
So there is still something there that needs to be looked at.
Okay.
We're not talking about a mega mistake on the terms of like it's gone leasehold or it's not a case of it's still leasehold. But there is something in the freehold, like this change of status to freehold, that has to be double checked, which is going to cause problems when somebody else comes along and makes an offer.
Oh, okay. That's
So
fantastic.
So get the lawyer, whoever it is that did it, or get your lawyer, just to go and double check the change in legal status.
Okay.
Can I leave you with that?
That's very helpful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'll leave you with that.
Thank you.